Good evening, everyone. This evening we have Mr. Obhinandan Sarkar with us here. Mr. Sarkar is the president of IIC Innovation Ambassador, MHRD Innovation Cell, Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Science and Technology. Mr. Sarkar in this session is going to shed light on importance of accelerators and incubators and the opportunities out there for students, faculties, and early stage entrepreneurs. Sir, we are really honored to have you here with us today. The floor is all yours to begin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, let us start the session with a brief introduction of yours that you people are from graduates or postgraduates or any other research fields. Let us make this session a little bit interactive, okay? Because innovation is a creativity of mind, right? Innovation is creativity of mind. We need to develop our speaking power, our communication power, and that will create a more innovative the way we express ourselves. That can create a more innovative platform for us. So, a small question from my part that you people are from graduate or postgraduate. Any faculties are there? Any sir or madam?
So we don't have any faculties right now. We are all pursuing BTech over here,
Okay.
maximum of us.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. So let me start with my topic that today I will be discussing about fostering an innovative mindset, right? It's about innovative mindset. We all speak about innovation, creativity, out of the box thinking in each and every day of our life. We try to do something new. Maybe it's not an invention, it's not a new invention that we are creating, but we are changing something, we are modifying something, creating a more valuable product for the society that can be delivered to the society. So for that we need a specific mindset. All of us cannot innovate, right? As if I take my example, I'm a slow learner. I take time to innovate or do something new. You people are of new generation, having a new technical knowledge on very much technical knowledge. The innovation is very easy for you all. We have learned 5 to 10 years before, and that time innovation was just a word in the dictionary. We were not uh, familiar with those things during our studies, during our postgraduates or any other degrees. So innovation, what is the difference? Can you say me what is the difference between invention and innovation? Anyone? Okay. So if I say invention is creating a whole lot of a new thing, totally a new thing, maybe totally a new thing. What you all are from National Institute of Technology. You have proficient labs with high-tech machineries. You develop new machines, new products, and give it to the society that is not at all used or invented earlier. But you're creating a whole new product. That is invention. And what is innovation? The product that is already there, maybe there the product is already in use. Maybe some companies have already manufactured, but changing some specific technicalities, making it more viable, more deliverable to the society for the betterment of the society, so that it can help. Suppose we all had a small dispenser machine, right? What is innovation? If I give you example in today's context, we all have that maybe a water dispensing machine, hmm, maybe a small room freshening machine that used to spray whenever a person comes or passes by the system. Hmm. It's a IoT technology I'm speaking about, but I'm not going to tell anything technical in this session. It's a normal, maybe it's a psychological session or physiological session, we may say. So that type of machine was already there. right? That type of machine was already there. We can see those machines in different malls, in different weddings. hmm? They used to keep them in front of the cake. But in this context, in this pandemic situation, that machine now gives out some sanitizer. The product becomes a automatic hand sanitizer dispenser machine. That's innovation. It was already done. The theory, the practical, the product was already in the market in another form. According to the situation, someone changed that form, developed something new on that, and make it more appropriate in the recent situation. That's innovation. I think you are getting that, right? I think you are getting it. Okay. Ritesh is saying yes. Okay. Thank you, Ritesh. So for that, I have a small PPT to share with you all. Just give me a few seconds. And am I audible properly, right? I am audible properly?
Yes, sir, totally.
Okay. Can you see my PPT? Can you
Yes,
see
yes,
the
yes, yes,
PPT?
yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes,
So fostering an innovative mindset. So as right, I have spelled it right. Aishiki. Oishiki, right? Oishiki. So as Oishiki said that I am the
yes,
president
sir.
of also the innovation ambassador under Ministry of Education. So this is my primary job rather than going on with only academics. This is one of the primary jobs to foster innovative mind among the youth. Among the youth. So starting with what is innovation. There is some problem with my system. Give me some seconds. It is not responding. My screen is visible right now. Is my screen visible right now?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible. Your screen is visible. Your screen is visible. Your screen is visible. Your screen is visible.
Please be patient. Please be patient. I am having some system error that muted you for everyone. Okay, I was got muted. I got muted. 7.
Yes, sir.
Can't share your screen. Sorry. And okay, my screen is not sharing. Um, Let me check this.
I think it's a technical glitch, sir. Something
Yeah,
from your side, probably in the audio.
something something is creating a problem. Let me check once. Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I will rejoin. Okay, give me a minute. Just. Okay, now check, please check whether I'm properly visible. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so starting with innovation. So innovation is a process by which a domain, a product, or a service is renewed. As I have already said, that it got renewed, right? It was already there. Someone else has made it. I'm just changing. I'm changing the technicalities, the way of it is used, and brought up to date by applying new processes, introducing new techniques. Suppose I am from a electronics background. I can give you an example that previously we used to use some other kind of 8051 microcontrollers to do some automation task. Right now we are using Arduino boards or some Node MCUs to do our automation work. So the process is changing. The process way of the techniques are changing. The systems are being developed. So by this, we can establish successful ideas to create new values. So your product, what you are making, should create a value. Okay, it's not anything like that. Only we are making and it is of no use to the society. We should not go for those. We should not think like that. We should think as the product or the things we are going to make should make some changes or give some liberty or give some ease of life to the common people. So why is innovation important? Why is innovation so important? Why? Can anyone say, please? Can anyone say that why innovation is so important? Suppose this session is with having both the topics like entrepreneurship and innovation. So by doing some innovative works, it is very easy for us to become an entrepreneur or form our own startups. As we can see that 70% or 80% of the startups formed in India are having some innovative ideas in that. Or we can say as the last week Larry said when he was giving example of how Amazon, Alibaba, Flipkart have emerged from time to time, how they have innovated their process. So why innovation is important? Innovation, if I say, it gives an opportunity in penetrating the market faster. It gives the opportunity, right? You can become a normal entrepreneur, but their competition will be very high. Their competition will be very high because like you or like you all, I'm not specifying anyone. I'm you in the main. I am meaning the whole the mass. So by you, if you have a normal entrepreneurship, if you have a normal entrepreneurship, you have a lot of competition. If you are doing something that is a regular task, something that is of regularly other peoples are also selling or other peoples are also manufacturing or anything like that, that is regular in our life and easily available. So at that point of time, entrepreneurship or forming a startup and retaining the market becomes very difficult because competition is very high. Okay, and innovation will also create a new concept. When we require innovation, for in your stage, you are from a graduate level. In your stage, you are doing some project works, innovative project works, publishing papers, having journals, filing patents. With that some of you will go beyond that project and take it as your own career of having that product in the market. So you are walking in the path of forming a startup. This can be in a graduate level, that can be in a master degree level, or it can be below that also. Okay, in diploma, or we have more innovative minds in the from the age of 10, 12. Right? We are developing that kinds of minds, innovative minds, and doing innovation as we are facing less competition. If as we are facing less competition in the market, if our product is innovative, we save time because we don't have to fight, or we don't have to uh, go against, or we don't have to come out of the rivalry of any other organization or any other company. We can easily save time and money. Marketing, if I say how can we save money with innovation, if I have an innovative product that is more approachable, more desirable for the market, for the current market, I need less amount to spend in my marketing strategies. Right? Just for an example I'm giving you. So that will help in saving the money, and that will also help in saving the time. So it can be said that innovation requires a higher degree of creativity and strategy. Okay, higher level of creativity. For becoming innovative, you need to think out of the box. One word you may have heard earlier also, that thinking out of the box. What is thinking out of the box? If anyone, please. Anyone?
Anyone, please unmute yourself and say.
Hello? Am I audible to all?
People are answering in the chat box.
People are answering. Okay, let me check the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Actually, everyone, okay, Mehul, to think in a way no one has ever thought before. Okay. So think in a new or better way, right? To thinking in a better way. Suppose you got a job, you didn't go for entrepreneurship or forming a startup. You go for a job, you are an employee of an organization, and suddenly you are working over there. Suddenly your boss enters and asks to give some creative ideas how we can increase the sale in our market. In that time, you need to think out of the box, what the company has not thought previously, the employees of the company have not thought previously. Being thinking out of the box makes you out of your comfort level, makes you out of your comfort level. You are going for a challenging part, right? You are going for a challenging part, and and that will, if there may be some failures, you need to remember that failures may come in your path, but don't get disheartened with the failure, as I must say that failures will come, and that will either give you a lesson and experience, or once you get success, you succeed in your plans or the way you strategize, or your for the company or the organization you're working. So you are going to become a successful person, right? So you need to think out of the box for having an innovative mind. So innovation incurs a degree of creativity, a good strategy, and thinking out of the box that no one has thought before, or maybe they have thought, but you need to think it in a better way, in a more feasible way, and in a more optimized way, I must say. So some few terms I must discuss with innovation, that comes under innovation management, rather than only saying about innovation. Let me say something about innovation management. There are three types of, mainly three types of innovation we are having. One is lean management, a lean innovation. Have you heard of the term lean innovation? Lean innovation, incremental innovation, and disruptive innovation. Anyone? Maybe in the chat box also you can text me. No, sir. Okay. No. So let me give you an example with your institute only. You are studying in a national-based central government recognized institute accredited by AICT and given all the facilities for the betterment, better study, better experimentation, better creation. If you don't have this kind of facilities, after studying, after you are doing BTech, some of you will do for go for MTech, some of you will go for higher studies, research, postgraduate, postdoctorates. After that, when you are out of this, but still having this kind of doing innovation for the last 15-10 years, your mindset is like that I need to innovate. What you are going to do at that point of time when you don't have a facility given by someone, some organization or some institute or any government or sectors? What you are going to do? But your mind says that I need to innovate, I need to innovate, I need to give something to the society. Maybe it can happen to everyone after when you reach the age of 40, maybe. What you're going to do? So that point of time when we don't have enough resources, budget is a constraint for us, but we need to innovate. That times that budget constraint, that facility constraint give us a new way of thinking. That is lean innovation, a better idea management. How well, with a shortage of budget, shortage of facility, shortage of workstation, we can develop or we can do some innovative works. That's lean innovation. And what is incremental innovation? That is maximum of the companies or maximum of the entrepreneurs that follow this kind of innovation technique, that is incremental innovation, that is maybe optimizing of the existing process. They are already following some process that is quite successful, and they are optimizing that. They are not going for a new process, they are not developing a new process, they are just optimizing it for a better, for a feasible, more appropriate outcome. And what is disruptive innovation? Anyone? What is disruptive innovation? What we see,
Sir, when an idea enters the market which has not been tested yet.
yeah, very good. So yeah, disruptive innovation can be said as the idea that is that logic is not existing. It comes with a new logic. It comes with a new logic, new way, fully. If I give you an example, a few days before I was seeing a video in YouTube. It is very good. That kind of videos are very interesting. That previously we used to buy CDs, the cassettes for listening to music around 20-25 years before. Maybe you people were not born on that time. Around 20 years, 25 years maybe, maximum 25. There were CDs, there were cassettes. In 90s also we had CDs. So in an album, if I think that in an album of 10 songs, I like only one song in that album. But I need to buy the full CD, give the full price for that. Okay, I need to buy the full CD. full package. I have to buy, give payment. I have to pay for all the 10 songs. I need to buy the full. After that, it came that Apple came with a new feature like iTunes. Apple came with a new features like iTunes. It gave that you pay for the song you want to hear. So more customer, it was more customer centric. It took to the problem. It identified the problem, what the market needs at that point of time, rather than buying and giving payment for 10 songs. I like only one song, so, or two songs. I will be buying only that two songs. That disruptive innovation. That was disruptive innovation. That was not present in the market at that point of time. I think you people are getting some idea about innovation, or what is, how you're going to set your mind to innovate something. So innovation should be based on the future disruptive projections. Okay, it should be based on the future disruptive projections rather than having that assumption on the old processes and working on the old processes. Okay. It should be approachable, it should be doable, and it should be feasible. These points you should remember. Those things are not written in the yeah, PPT. I hope you people can get me right. Okay, let me give some more examples to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me give some more examples to you. In the year 19 or 1910, rather, radio was very famous. How I'm just giving a story, just hear it like a story, that how innovation, how days have passed and technologies have updated themselves. At that point of time, in the year 90s, 19s actually, sorry, that not 90s, 19s or 1910, radio was very famous. People used to hear, they used to call that transmitter. They used to call that a transmitter. In 1920s or 1930s, TV came into existence. Now the people can visualize the people or the voices. They can visualize the voice. So there was an innovation. Someone thought, why not we make the visual of that voice? Who is speaking in the radio? Let that person sit in front of us and speak. We can see that person, get an idea of that person. So TV came. After TV also there is a transformation of the TV. We got CRT based TV, cathode tubes. Then came the plasmas, LCDs, LEDs. Now OLEDs are there, right? So innovation is in every sector. I must say innovation is in every sector. And if you take in the year 1940s or 1960s, we used to do, I was not used to do, I was not born at that time. People used to do trunk calls. Right? Have you heard of the trunk calls? That was located in some post office or government offices. They used to give money and do some calls for a specific time. So facilities was very limited. Then came the RCR telephones, the normal telephones, the analog telephones. Then came the cordless telephone. After that, we are having mobile. That mobile also came with a black and white screen, only a normal or featured phone. That is called a featured phone. After that, featured phone got some enhancement. It got some enhancement in its processes, like clock was introduced, email, we can do email, then camera was introduced. Then we can hear songs with that. The phone is also in an innovative process. Now we are using some smartphone where we can do email, we can chat, we can have Facebook, we can get in touch with anyone around the corners of the world. We can watch movies, we can play games. So that's innovation. Someone is thinking about the new way of doing better good for the society, how we can help the people. Okay. uh, so I was going through a news that by 2030, there will be a huge software disruption, that Amazon, Flipkart, that kind of Google, sorry, not Flipkart. Flipkart is more nation centric. Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, they are going to take over the world with their software technicalities. The skill set we are having now, that will become obsolete after 20 to 30 years from now. That's going to become obsolete. Okay. If I come to a mechanical sector, if I say about a mechanical sector like additive manufacturing, previously we used to have a printer and a scanner in our home that prints in only paper. We never thought that any printer can print out models out of it. It can give a prototype of what we are designing in our CAD software. So innovation came in the printing sector. Now we have prototypes. We can make models, we can make toys, we can print humans that won't be alive. I must not say that it is an alive human. It won't be alive, but we can get the exact copy of that human. So few days back, L&T has printed a building somewhere in Hyderabad or Chennai, maybe. Hmm? I think. Have you all gone through those news? Have you heard of those news? Okay. Mm,
Yes, sir.
okay, we have heard. So with that news, only a few days before that, China made 10 buildings, 10 buildings, some apartments with 3D printing. In Dubai, there is a corporate office that is 3D printed. So by 3D printing, time consumption became less. Cost cutting was there. Manual labors, chances of errors, chances of defects in the building got reduced. So innovation is making the things optimized, more customer centric. What is needed to the customer, what you can give to the customer in a better way. Okay. So coming, what should I say next? What do you need for innovation, or what do you need for having a good idea? Anyone? How can you develop a good idea?
Execution and market demand.
Creativity. Okay. Mehul is saying is creativity.
Yes, sir. Thinking out of the box and understanding the issues.
Thinking out of the box. Okay. Not only thinking out of the box, you need to know first thing. Thinking out of the box, creativity, all these are very important in innovation. Other than the need, you cannot do. What is the need actually? What is this word need? Need is your customer's need. If you are having a startup, if you are having an entrepreneurship, you are having an organization, you need, the customer's need is the food for the growth of your organization. If you can find out what people are going to need in the next 5 years, you are going to retain in the market, and your startup will flourish. There will no backward movement of your organization. And what else you need, like you need to have some promising ideas, you need to create some pipelines of promising ideas, you need to have a good team. You need to have a pilot experimentation. Have you thought of why pilot experimentation? Pilot experimentation is like having some taking out some significant points. Hmm? And then you are going for validation. You should go for validation, make a prototype, take feedback from a market. And if you are new to the field, new in innovation or new in startup, you should always start your project in a small area, because if you do a thing in a bigger area, that loss, or maybe there may be some failures, and there are chances of failures for a newcomer. Okay, so that failure will be constricted in a very small place. You can find out, what were the problems in your product, and you can rectify, and you can again commercialize it, or you can again come back to the market. But if you go out for a bigger market, bigger industry, or bigger scale, large scale, if you scale it up at the starting of the session, or the starting of your entrepreneurship journey, if failures come, that will be solving that and coming out solution with that is very difficult. Okay, so always start with a small place, go on taking feedbacks, testing your material, develop your material, how the customer needs it, how well you can give more benefits to the customer with a single product. So that can be a feasible way of approaching the market. In an innovative way, you can approach the market. And another thing what we should need to discuss while discussing about innovation, that we always think that I am also saying that you need to give a product, you need to design a product, you need to develop a product. Everything is related with product, but innovation is not restricted in only development of product. Innovation can be in the relationship, okay, customer to the company relationship. You can innovate in your business model, workflow, delivering the customers, okay, distribution. You can add value. You can add value by innovating. You can innovate in your supply chain marketing strategies. So we only talk about when we hear many lectures, many videos through the social media. We only hear about the product innovation, how well we are going to design a product, how well we are going to develop a product. But having a product that is only having a good market in the uh, right now, and but it is not reaching the customer in a large scale. Scaling up, doing a better strategy for marketing, having a feasible way of solution to approach the customer can also innovate and increase the chances of retaining the product for the next 5 to 10 years. Okay. So in my next slide, I will be showing you some not so common startups of our country. We when we think of having startup, when we think of forming a startup, we always look up for Amazon, we always look up for Flipkart or Alibaba or Facebook or WhatsApp or higher apps or higher level that is already scaled over the world. We look up for them. But there are many startups, they are working in a local area, but is very well, very properly they are doing that, and very well they are established in the market. Some of those I have sorted out for you all. Uh, Let me check. This one is Flyro. Can you see my slide? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. It is
Oh,
fine.
oh. Flyro. Have you heard of this startup? This is a startup founded in 2015. Anyone? Have you heard of this startup? Okay. So I hope no one has heard of this startup. What does this startup do? They give rent of the dresses for some occasions like weddings or high rated occasions or parties or other than that. Because going for a celebrity party or having a wedding, it incurs a huge cost on the dresses, and those dresses we are not going to wear the next time. I'm not wearing my wedding dress in a regular life. Why to spend 15-20,000 on that? So some person came with that idea. Why to spend 20,000? Take it a rent on for 2,000. I'm giving you it for a rent for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Take it. Got the plan? What they are doing? So they are giving garments or they are giving dresses and accessories and other stuffs also related to all this fashion world in rental basis. So this is an idea of startup. They are doing in New Delhi. You people can do it in Durgapur or anywhere you are living. You can do that. Okay, blood man. We always search for blood donors where we can connect with blood bank. It is a very hectic when someone of your family or near one or your neighborhood needs help or needs blood. We get really panicked for that. We really get panicked, and at that point of time we cannot figure out how to get this thing, how to get the blood, the required group of blood. This app, founded in 2016, groups the donor and the receivers. Okay, donors and the seekers, they bridge the gap between them. So next is Ninja Cart. I live in a village area, rural area, not village area. That's a semi-urban area. Maybe you can say it is a rural area. So sitting in a rural area and seeing that farmers are there, but market is very difficult. They cannot reach. I'm sitting in South 24 Parganas right now. And if if a farmer tries to sell a product in Kolkata, he has to go for 25 kilometers. And over that, there are high competition. The market price is very high. They cannot afford to compete over there. So Ninja Card helps this connecting these farmers, manufacturers, and different brands, so they can easily pick up. They can directly pick up the manufacturers. Suppose a food processing industry or a food manufacturing, some sauces, jellies, that kind of manufacturing industries can directly pick up the products from the farmer. Right. So this is another idea. According to the situation, they are developing some idea. Chatsure is another app developed, another organization developed in 2016 in Bangalore for the ground level problems in banking and insurance industry. Okay, Cult.fit, you all have heard about this thing. They have also an Android app in the Play Store. Hmm? That fitness app, they give tips on how to have your proper diet, how to maintain your regime, what should not be eaten, and what should be done to make yourself fit. So creating awareness and helping the not so enthusiast people to do some workout. They make the workout in a more enthusiastic way, more funnier way, more entertaining way, and giving also the food diet charts and all those things. They help you with that. Next, Dream 11, that is one of the famous apps. I hope you all have seen that. Dream 11, you all have heard about that, right? Anyone? Khelo Dimag se, Ritesh is saying. Yeah, Khelo Dimag se. So,
Sir, in the chat box, I think.
yeah. So Dream 11, what does it do? You make a fantasy team of yours. You give some, pay some money, 25, 30 rupees, 50 rupees, and you make your own team. And what you do, you play accordingly. You get points, and they are having a pool of money they are incurring. If you see the strategy they are working on, so for a sum of money, their first prize money of 5 crores, they are taking 25 crores from the market, and they are giving around 10 crores back to the market. And we are very happy. The person who is winning is very happy to get that, because he has spent only 75 or 100 rupees in getting that 5 crore amount. Okay, so that's a huge strategy. Per game, they are winning 10 to 15 crores. So, what a strategy! Previously, people used to do gambling with that. Betting was there. Cricket was a very that what kind of say what do you say? What do you that kind of things we cannot get out of that. What is that? We get easily intoxicated with that. That becomes our habit. So Dream 11 also can become a habit. So they give a warning statement at the end of the advertisement they give, but um, but it's not a gambling part, because you need to analyze the way the players are playing, and all those things should be done. Next, Educart is another startup in UP. Its head office is London, and what it is doing, it is building a online bookstore, high quality books for children from nursery to class 10, and sold pan India. So these are some of the small ideas that came to be more beneficial, more customer centric, more needed for the society. Okay. So up to this, I have discussed about how to innovate, how to what needs to be done, what are the different innovative processes. Next, we need, when we are planning to form a startup, what we need? We need funds, right? We need funds. First, we are going to start with a small fund, with a small money, what we are having with us. Maybe our pocket money, we can spend 10 to 20,000 rupees for starting a business. But when it is going to scale up, you need funds for that. You need a team. You need to pay them salary. You need to acquire projects from the market. You need to go for the tender services. So there are many things we need to do to form a startup, or to maintain the process of startup. You need things. So for that, you can there are many websites where Ministry of Commerce is there. You can go over there. You can Startup India is there, Invest India is there, or Kolkata Ventures for Kolkata residing entrepreneurs in Kolkata Ventures, some name was there. I saw one day. So there are different types of funding which we get for the building of startup. That is equity financing, debt financing, and grants. For equity financing, you are all have heard. I think you are all have heard about that. That is angel investors, or some self finance. You can get finance from your friends, families, or venture capitalists, or crowdfunding. Hmm? In NIT also, you have support of incubation, starting up startups. NIT is providing office stations for that. So what is the problem? One problem that is for equity funding is that the promoter, or the person, or the organization that is giving you fund, they always have their partnership or the share around 20 to 20, 10 to 20% of the share they have in your startup. So they always see to the capital growth. Okay, they always seek to the capital growth. there may be or may not be repayment of the money that they are investing in your startup, but they will always try to get the capital growth out of your startup. Debt financing is by banks, non-banking finance. Mudra loan is there by Government of India. Small loans for young entrepreneurs, those are given. You need to repay them after a certain time period, after a certain interval, with some fixed, very low amount of interest. That is more easy to get. I must say that it is more easy to get rather than going for angel and with investors or venture capitalists, all these kind of things. Hmm. And if you get grants, that is the most good thing what we expect, but that is not possible for a, maybe, I don't know, but I'm not sure of that, but it may be not possible for a new entrant in the market to get grants from the central government until and unless it is a very approachable, or it is very needy product what you are doing. Anything you're doing very needy, maybe in the healthcare sector or something emotionally attached, you may be doing something that can emotionally drive the community. uh, those projects or those kind of startups get easily the grants mainly. And other projects also, they get grants if you have a good backup. I'm not going deep into that, but there are different types of funding facilities. And coming at the end of my session, that is the main topic which I fixed for today's lecture, that for the right mindset, what you need for having the right mindset. In that, there are also in this section also there are many problems which we are going to come over. So first thing, be open to change. You need to accept, that the world is changing each and every day. If suppose we are using Orkut, previously before Facebook there was Orkut. If a person continues to go on with Orkut, and other persons come with Facebook and their other Instagrams or other social media sites, they are more advanced. So we are not going to reach that number of people, right? So we need to open ourselves to change, whether we are an entrepreneur, we are an innovator, or innovating, giving support, right? Or we are a newly entrant startup. We should be always open to the change. We need a constant transformation. We need a constant updation, because society is changing, the need of the society is changing, challenges are coming each and every day. Every day we need to think in a better way. Okay, so that is one of the main thing what we need to know, to have a mindset, yes, I will do it. Before that, we need to have this thing that I should accept. I may accept my failure by going through some steps. There may be some processes, there may be failure, I need to accept that also. And I also need to accept the changes also. If there is a chart actually, Kubler-Ross change curve. What happens? This is for a existing organization. This is for existing organization. I should give this chart. If you take an example of Nokia, all of you have maybe used the phones of Nokia. I have used the phones of Nokia in my school days. So, what is the formation of this chart? What we can see, that first there is denial. The company or the organization is thinking what we are doing is good, We have done that successfully for the last 20 years, and it will give success us for the next 20 years. That is denial. We are not open to the change. We cannot see the change that is coming. Android was entering the market at that point of time. Nokia was unable to see it. Okay. I hope you can relate my words. No response from your end. Addiction, yeah. Avik, Mr. Addiction, yes. I was not getting the word that time. Yeah. Thank you, Avik. So, are you getting it? What I am saying? This is the last part of my session. Okay. So there was a denial for Nokia as an organization. They were not open to the change. No, we are not going to accept. We are not going to accept uh, Android as our operating system. So what they were doing, they were using Symbian for smartphones. They were using Symbian, right? Symbian OS. It was also working at that point of time because Android was just entering the market, and Symbian was already in the market for the last 5 to 6 years. So it was already in a running stage, but Android could take up the new era that Nokia could not see or could not calculate that things. So what happened next? It gone for defense. That is the maybe aggressive energy to defend the current one. What did they do? Android came in the market. Symbian is in the market. Android is developing. Symbian is not developing. They used a more aggressive energy. What did they do? They got hands with the Microsoft. Yes, we are going to have Windows in our phones. And Windows was not I am audible, right?
Yes, sir. Right now you are.
Yeah.
You are muted for a few seconds.
Yeah, I got
I
a
think.
power cut in my area. So Wi-Fi got turned off. Okay, so next there was a defense that what defense? They were trying to have their existing model. So they keeping their existing model, they got a handhold with Microsoft to have Windows in their smartphones. But Windows was not compatible for smartphones. They were not designed, they were not programmed for that. So after a few days, it again got out of the market. It came with a bang to the market, but it got out of the market. Within few years, 1 to 2 years, they got out of the market. Right? Then there was a depression in the Nokia company. They were going down, they were in losses, they were going in depth. So after that, what did they do? They got acceptance. What did they do? Now we can see smartphones having Nokia smartphones having Android in them, and we can purchase them in Flipkart, right? So ultimately they accepted. And during this process of defending the old strategy or defending or taking the same old vibes from the early ages, it got the time got wasted up to here. You can see that acceptance is over here, time got wasted over here, and as well as the energy got down. Now again we need to spike up. Already many more competitors are there in the market: Vivo, uh, Xiaomi, then OnePlus. Many more competitors are there, Samsung, Apple, I'm not saying there are some legends in the market of smartphones. Not about Samsung or Apple there, but for the new entrants, the once Nokia used to command the market. Now that company has to compete with the market due to bad strategy or not having that open-mindedness. So next, we need to break the rules. We need to go out of our traditional and conventional approach, because staying in our traditional way or doing it in the way that our before 30 years what it had been done, that is very easy. But the competition in the market, the new entrants are very much knowledgeable, and many more technical knowledges are there for the new entrants, so that the market becomes very much competitive. So we need to break the rules and embrace the creativity. We need to have a good team, and we need to have some brainstorming session with our team members to create a more feasible idea, to get a more feasible and optimized idea of retaining our market. Once we form a startup, for forming a startup, it is very easy. It is very easy. You just need to form a private limited company or a partnership company or a liability partnership companies. Or if you are a single owner, you can go for proprietorship also. If you are having some charitable work to be done, you can go for trust also. So it is very easy to start with the company issues. The legal matters are not that much difficult nowadays, because every processing can be done online. But after coming to the market, retaining your position in the market is very tough. Is very tough. For that, you need to have that mindset. You need to develop each and every day. As if I am a teacher in a college, if I say that I'm not going to develop myself, the students are not going to listen to me. If I don't learn the way IoT works, I cannot go at par with the generation. If I only concern myself with electronic devices and how the electrons are flowing, if I concern and restrict my knowledge in that area only, I cannot go at par with the generation right now. So I need to learn how the IoT system works, how embedded systems are working. So these are the things we need to learn. Okay, maybe some other programmings we need to learn Python. In our days, we used to learn MATLAB. MATLAB was a very advanced level. Now also MATLAB is very advanced level, but more user friendly became the Python part for having some numerical solving issues, or plotting, or data science, working in data science, or any developing any IoT systems also we need Python. So it's giving a more user friendly, and we need to update ourselves with the generation, with the development of the technicalities. So next is think big and act fast. If you just thinking I am thinking that I will do, that's not going to help. I need to act fast. I need to take the decision. Okay, so to become a good entrepreneur, having an innovative mind, you need to fantasize. You need to fantasize. You need to dream, and that dream is not going to get you sleep. Okay, you need to fantasize that this is the way I'm going to work. You should think in a diversified manner, not in a streamlined path. Better you think in a diversified manner, because thinking in a diversified manner, you have plenty of alternatives. You have plenty of alternatives, which one of which will give you your ultimate result, or the result you want. Okay, so you need to think big and develop something that is feasible, and you should act fast on that, because competition, your friends are your competition nowadays. No one is handholding each other to support. So everyone is running in a race. As we got in the film 3 Idiots, that life is a race. Everyone is running. So you need to act fast. There is no time to sit and think. Okay. So next is collect ideas everywhere. You need to get some ideas. Whatever you see, get some idea. Wherever you visit, get some idea. Okay. You need to collect ideas everywhere. If you see that roadside or the retail shops near your house, they are also entrepreneurs, right? They are also entrepreneurs, but have they gone any entrepreneurship training? No. Have they gone any MBA degrees? They have MBA degrees behind them? No, they don't have. Are they very financially stable people to have a business running in a area? No, they are small retailers. Their income may be around 15 to 20,000 a month. But how they are retaining their business? Have you anyone thought of that? How they are retaining their business? How they are maintaining their entrepreneurship skills? How they are developing? Anyone? See, look at the shop that is nearest to your house, and look at your daily activities. That shop will be having all the daily activities or the needed things you have to get for your daily activities. In the morning, we need to brush. They are selling paste. They are selling toothbrush. Okay. For breakfast, we need to have some snacks. We may have lunch outside. So there are small towers. They are having taking your problem as their food or their as their product. Your problem is their product. Okay. You need duos. We need duos every day while we are working. People's working in industries. We need duos to get along through the day. The organization you see near that, you will have a retail shop that is selling duo. That is a need. That is a need. Okay. So our need is the problem or the product they are selling. They are giving solution to us. That is their entrepreneurship idea. That is their entrepreneurship skill. So you need to find out the ideas. You need to find out the problems. What people or the customer need near you. Then only we can go and retain our uh, entrepreneurship. Okay. So collecting idea everywhere, wherever we can, we should take idea. Being a student at this point of time, you people are doing some projects. Uh, Doing projects mean you are collecting some data, studying some journals. What you are doing? You are collecting some ideas. So what more we can do on this thing that has been already done? You are in a process of innovation. You are trying to innovate. Okay. Show courage and believe in the impossible. If you think that is impossible, you may segregate the word, you may break the word in a syllable like I am possible. And you need to show courage to get in the market first. You need to show courage to take the step. Like we all like to live in our comfort life, right? What we are comfortable in, we like to live in that. We are not going to take any strainful things that is going to take us in a more challenging situation. But until and unless you go in that situation, you do not. If you don't have that courage to go and fall in that situation, you don't know, or you are not going to understand how you are going to come out of that situation, or how well you can cope up, or how well you have that skill in you to develop yourself and restrain your competitors in the market. So, and at last, for that we cannot do or innovate. Maybe we can think, we can have a good thinking power. As if now I can think many circuits. I can think many circuits. Yes, this circuit will be doing like that, but this circuit will be doing like this, and this may work, this may not work. I am having so many ideas, but if I don't have a team to constantly work upon my idea, I'm not going to get a success. So, forming a good team, a viable team, thinking in the same frequency as of all of the teammates or the leader of the team. So thinking in that frequency is very much needed. So forming a team is very important in this innovative or startup formation process, or having the proper mindset and developing an innovative product. We need a very good team for that. And last, thank you for your patience. I hope you have got some facts about what is innovation and entrepreneurship. So I end my session with this note. Any questions do you want to ask me?
Thank you so.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody wants to ask a question, please write it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself.
Okay. So see, one thing, that you all are very young and energetic minds, mainly the energetic minds. So in this age only you try to take the risk of thinking in a different way and forming your own startup, going for entrepreneurship. This is the age you are going to start. In India, if you see that around 70% of the start or 80% of the startups are between the age of 25 to 45. So people start at 25 and they get successful with their innovative ideas, with their mindset at the age of 35, and they get well established at the age of 45, and they run their business very well. Okay, this is the age. Don't be late for that. That we have a mindset like this, that for few years we are going to do a job. For few years we are going to do a job, then we are going to get some experience, then we are going to get some collect some money, we can save some money, then we are going to jump for that. At the age you try to jump, you are already 35. You have your own family, you have your responsibilities, you need to take care of your parents. So more and more pressures are on your head, and at that point of time, if you are getting a salary of 1 or 2 lakhs per month, leaving that and jumping for a new venture that is starting again from zero, where you have started from, that is in the age of 25, you are already 10 years late. So your that is pretty difficult to survive in that condition, or having that kind of setting up that mindset. Okay, that keeping that mind is very, that stability in the mind you can become, if at that point of time you are going to get, while you are starting, you are also competing with a 25-year new entrant, and you are competing with the business holder who is in the market for 20 years. So that will be very difficult at that point of time. You may incur some failure that will again make you psychologically down. So it's better to always start at this point of time. As if I give my example, I thought like this, that after doing my masters, I will be going for some more education. I will be in academics, I will be having some experience, I will be doing all this process, same process which I have just said. And this, at this age, I cannot come out of this line, because it is very risky. I have the responsibilities which I need to take care. That is not possible right now, to start from zero again, to go back to my age of 20 or 22. That is not possible, but that is possible for you all. So please start your startups or your entrepreneurship or develop your minds accordingly. That and okay, Anagha has given some any tips to grind through the beginning years of a startup. How to know my ideas is good or not? Okay, see, yeah, ideas may be good, my ideas may be bad, maybe there are failures. You need to accept. I cannot say you any rule to separate or classify your ideas. This idea is good, this idea is not good, or this is the way you should go in the early stages of your startup. That cannot be said that cannot be given as a lecture. Words are not enough to explain those things, as those things will be taken care of you only according to the situation. According to the situation, maybe you are having a very smooth path of your startup, you didn't face anything, so isn't there any obstacle in the path of forming a startup? No, there is. Someone is facing that problem, so it cannot say what are the steps to be taken in the early stage of startup. But yes, you need to accept the failures. If there are failures 4 5 6 10 times, there may be failures, but you need to accept. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your idea, that that idea will come up. You need to maybe if you are going so to some incubation center to seek the support, maybe lab support for developing the product or financial support, there may be rejections. There may be rejections. So you need to develop. You need to develop the idea first. You need to make a business plan out of that. What will be the outcome, or where you are going to stand in the next 5 years. So you need to think of that first. Okay. So after that, that is the situation, and according to the situation, you are going to take the decision, and that decision will make you to a successful startup founder. Okay, and that is not written. You can take any of the books of management, innovation management, entrepreneurship management, entrepreneurship development. Many books are there with many famous authors, but you cannot find a line that this is the. There are some steps written to follow, to be followed as a to process, to follow, to encourage the process or the repetitive path we need to follow each and every day. But those are not fully proven that these are going to help, and we are not going to think out of these lines or out of these points. So according, every management book starts with the thing that these are only for studying purpose. We need to think, or we need to take a decision according to the situation in every sector. That is the thing. So I hope you got the question, answer of your question. How to know about my idea, good or bad? Yeah. There are many fields where innovation has been challenging to implement. What should one do while innovating in such fields like real estate, ship cargo transportation? Okay. So one thing I must make clear, that I am not from the real estate field, or I don't have that much knowledge on real estate or ship cargo transportation. But there are the challenges faced. Actually, there are many fields for implementing the innovation, or the implementing your innovative product, what you want to implement in the cargo section. Your product should be viable. It should be taking care of the characteristic or the parameters that is given by order of the company. That product, you should make the product like that. Okay. And for implementation, that is the acceptance of your product. uh, there may be rejection, but you should not get disheartened with that. Everyone gets rejection. I must say at this point of time that I cannot I could not didn't get the chance to study at NIT Durgapur, but now I am giving lecture over there. So don't get disheartened with that. Okay. So I can give only one example that I never got the chance to study, maybe at graduation or post graduation, but I got the chance to give a lecture. So don't stop with your work. You always try to develop yourself. That time when I was trying to get as an entry position, I was not that much developed. Right now, I can speak. I can have some working knowledge on what to do, what not to do. So that makes the field actually. So there are challenges, and you should take care of that challenge very calmly, mainly with discipline, with honesty, and you should be honest with yourself. You um, should not do anything that is or that can be dishonored by, or that is dishonorable for you or the organization you're working, or any of the things you're making a product. That should be good. That should become, that will get a chance, that will really get a chance. Okay. And if you say any other societal issues that is challenging, so there are some political issues that is taking part in this, that gives a challenge to reach to the that main person who is going to give you the facility. Reaching to that person becomes difficult, but yes, you should keep up the faith and the hard work, and you will get the result surely. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, how would you suggest evaluation of a success of a startup in its initial stages?
Evaluation of success: keeping in the market with the
Yeah.
competitors is a success. You just need to keep up with the competition. That's success. You don't need to earn crores of rupees when you are starting up. You cannot earn crores of rupees. But retaining yourself and standing at one point, that is success. That you are not broken down. You have not been commanded or ordered by anyone to get out of the market. You are staying in the market, that is the success. And if you have some monetary, you need some monetary gain or monetary success, what you are, if you say like that, then it takes time. No one gets Ratan Tata also did not become Ratan Tata in a day or in his early stages, or it is his hierarchical that what do they say, that the business of the inherited business, that is their inherited business. So none of the business person got at this much in a way at this stage. What you are seeing Amazon, what you are seeing Facebook, or what you are seeing Wow Momo. If you see Wow Momo, hmm, that also took around 8 to 10 years to get to that market. But retaining that market is a success in the early stage. Don't lose hope that no, I am not getting that much of profit, I should leave the job, or I should end my business. No, you are there in the market, people knows you, that is the success. Money is not the parameter for success. Money cannot be the parameter for success.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone, any question?
So I don't think
Okay.
there are any more questions, sir. So there's nothing in the chat box yet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. So
so
let us end the session over here. Yeah.
yes, thank you so much, sir, for this informative session. It was really good and did provide us with a lot of clarity and insight regarding the correct mindset, innovation, growth, and development of startups. I hope everyone who attended the session has been inspired to do something impacting the society in a positive way. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm leaving the chat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience. Thank you.